world stage. What is Israel going to do? That is a big question. Everyone's waiting, bated breath. Yeah. Well, Ben-Gvir, who's their hardliner and their foreign affairs geezer, he's the sort of head of the right-wing party, the far-right party, as they call them, that props up Netanyahu's government. He says, we must be prepared to go berserk. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think there will be any berserking going on, but I do think Israel is going to retaliate. I think it's going to be quite targeted, strategic. I think what's been leaked from the cabinet, the war cabinet that all met yesterday, is that they want to hit back, but they want to do it as much as possible without civilian casualties. So,
you know what I'd do?
Just blow out all their uranium.
If I was Netanyahu, I'd say to Sunak, I'd say to Biden, I'd say to Cameron, to all these Macron, all these people saying, don't do anything, don't retaliate, as if they wouldn't retaliate if their country was hit by over 300 missiles. Of course they would. If I was Netanyahu, I'd say to them, you tell me to do that one more time. You tell me not to retaliate one more time, and I will retaliate like no one has ever seen before. Now do one. He will retaliate. I'll tell you where I think he'll go for. He will go for their potential nuclear liftoff sites, because the fear is, of course, that Iran, if it doesn't have full nuclear weapon facilities, it's certainly getting there.
Very close.
It has areas where we know where they're developing this bomb, and it has liftoff launch sites that Israel, I predict, will bomb the hell out of them.
They've been proliferating uranium so much they've got enough for a nuclear warhead. It's whether they've actually got the tech to stick it in the missile. But I think Russia's probably been helping them out a bit with that because, you know, you can always depend upon Putin to be a peacemonger, can't you?
Yeah.
It's
pretty
scary times.
Yes,
but
it is.
I think...
Still with Rishi, he's resisting calls to proscribe Iran's Revolutionary Guard. This is because he still wants to talk to them. I mean, they are terrorists. They should be a banned organisation. But apparently you can be terrorists as long as Rishi wants to talk to you.
Did we not learn from the way that everyone first reacted to Adolf Hitler and said, oh, we must sit round a table with him, that you can't reason with a megalomaniacal lunatic? And you're talking about a sort of ideologically driven, theocratic, autocratic regime. Why on earth we think we should be sitting around the table with these people and trying to negotiate with them? I don't know. That's been the strategy for the past 10 years. And guess what? It hasn't worked. The opposite has happened.
You can't talk to lunatics. Waste of time.
Terrorists.
Another rubbish policy by Rishi Sunak. Here he is speaking about it in the Commons yesterday.
We are working urgently with our allies to de-escalate the situation and prevent further bloodshed. We want to see calmer heads prevail, and we are directing all our diplomatic efforts to that end. I will also shortly be speaking to Prime Minister Netanyahu to express our solidarity with Israel in the face of this attack and to discuss how we can prevent further escalation. All sides must show restraint.
Yeah, I'm sure Netanyahu really cares.
Guess who wasn't there being cross-examined yesterday? Oh, yeah, the foreign minister.
Why is that?
Because he's not elected, so he's not allowed in, old Lord Spadeface of Sheeping Norton. But, you know, what I think is so ridiculous about all of this is this idea that goes on in diplomacy that you can trust the people you're negotiating with. When we reopened the JCPOA, or the Iran nuclear deal, as it's called, and said, right, we're going to lift all the sanctions, you get all your cash money back that's been frozen, we're even going to sell stuff to you, but promise not to proliferate uranium. They went, oh, yes, we're going to do that. Did they? No, you can't trust them. So why are you not prescribing their evil organisation that loves a bit of extrajudicial killing, including on our own soil? I mean, the thing is, it's different. It's not a terrorist organisation. It's part of the state infrastructure. But just get on and send a message to the world that Iran's got to go back in its box.